You're watching Eagle Television. I'm Mike Kerner, and today our guest is Dr. Jamie Schwandt. And Jamie, thank you for coming on the show today and talking to us a little bit. We want to tell everybody about something that you've got that's coming up with Eagle Communications, and we're kind of excited about it, but actually you're more excited about it too, because you're the one that kind of dreamed this whole thing up. And speaking of dreaming it up, dreaming big is kind of the theme here. We'll tell you a little bit about Jamie. Jamie is in the military. He serves for our country. Jamie is also an author. Jamie also has his doctorate from Kansas State, bachelor's degree from Fort Hays State University. You were in the foster care system, so you've accomplished quite a bit in your life.
Yeah, that's quite a bit there when you put it that way. So,
well, what we wanted to talk about is how your life has kind of, I guess, evolved from the foster care system, and that's kind of what we wanted to talk about a little bit. Foster care system has really been good for you, and it has kind of changed your life. Let's talk about your life and growing up, where you grew up, and how that whole foster care system came about.
Yeah, well, the foster care system, when I talk about foster care, it truly saved my life. I grew up in small town America here in Kansas, and a town called, I was born in Phillipsburg, Kansas, and I was placed in foster care in Kensington, Kansas. But my parents were, they were severely depressed, addicted to drugs and alcohol. My mother attempted suicide on numerous occasions. My father actually did commit suicide. So my younger brother and I were placed into foster care in Kensington, and that's where I truly found that I almost found like a purpose. I had community members in Kensington that and I later wrote about them in my book, Finding Your Hero. They were my superheroes. I had my foster parent, my teacher, my coach, and my social worker. They kind of molded me, and brought me along. And I owe so much of my success in life to the great people in Kensington, the great people all throughout Kansas, and the great people in foster care. So if it wasn't for foster care, I don't think I'd be sitting right here with you, Mike.
Well, one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about is the show that you've kind of dreamt up, this Dreaming Big show. That's going to be on Eagle Communications Television. It'll also be on our post sites. But what we wanted to do is talk about what's this show all about? Who are some of the guests that you're going to have on the show? Because some of our viewers want to see the show, and I think that they'll find that the show is very interesting. So let's talk about the show a little bit.
Well, Dreaming Big with Dr. Schwandt there, it kind of the name came from kind of my tagline: dream big, think positive, and take action, which I can't take credit for. My wife came up with that based on stuff I've talked about. So thanks to my beautiful wife, Tommy Schwandt. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to find a way to give back, and it's mainly going to be on foster care, and I'm bringing guests that work in the foster care system through Department of Children and Families, who's going to be one of the sponsors for the show, different foster care agencies, and different people throughout foster care. I also want to bring on people from the military and different people that have overcome adversity to get where they are today. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give back primarily to kids that have so many challenges in life, and specifically foster children. So Dreaming Big with Dr. Schwandt will provide guests that will provide their stories. I'll bring on different champions with foster care, and they'll provide some practical advice to children, foster parents, and just parents in general on how to develop a successful young individual.
I've seen some of the shows myself, and I'll tell you, a lot of people will be inspired by the show, but they'll also get a better understanding of what the whole foster care system is about. I think there's a lot of people out there that have misunderstandings about what it's like in the foster care system. They also have misunderstandings about what's happening with the agencies that are involved, and I think this show is going to define a lot of that and give people a lot of insight of what's happening.
And one of the things I want to do, Mike, and you're right about there's a lack of understanding in foster care. I want to change the message in foster care. I want foster care to be viewed as an opportunity for success. I want to change that to a positive message. We need to focus on what's going right and what we can build on in foster care, not necessarily what's going wrong. So changing the message and just inspiring people to want to help out with foster children, and then also showing foster children, hey, there's opportunities in foster care, use these opportunities.
Well, I think the show is going to be wonderful, and again, it's going to be seen across our Eagle Communications network, also on our Hays Post, no, not Hays Post, but our post sites, including Great Bend, Hutchinson, Hays, just a lot of the post sites, so just be looking for that. Salina Post as well. But again, the post sites and also the Eagle Communications Television Network, you can watch the show, and it's called Dreaming Big with Jamie Schwandt. And Jamie, I want to thank you for coming by and talking to us today about the show, and we'll look forward to seeing the show.
Yeah,
All
thanks,
right?
Mike.
Hey, thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
and being our guest today. It's Eagle Communications Television, Dr. Jamie Schwandt. I'm Mike Kerner. Thanks for being with us today.